You mentioned Adam Scott, our only player to have won the Masters. This week he's played 95 straight majors. It's an amazing number. Only Jack Nicklaus has played more majors consecutively. What a record this is.
Hats off to him on keeping, the desire to keep playing the game of golf at the highest level and then keeping his body in shape. And I think that has to do something with his dad giving him that most beautiful golf swing of all time. There's not a lot of hiccups in that swing. There's not a lot of pressure on that golf swing. It just produces good shot after good shot. So longevity, Adam Scott.
Showed some form at the PGA Championship there, Radar. Looked to be in good shape for a couple of days.
Yeah, well, we're seeing no form until that PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. Yeah. Look, it wasn't until this time last year that Adam Scott came home in a flurry. He came home very, very, very quickly towards the end of the year, getting himself back in the top 50, getting back into the major championships and that sort of stuff. So maybe that's what that needs to happen right now. He needs to start going from right now, because otherwise I'm seeing no form whatsoever for the great Adam Scott.
All right, now Jason Day, he's had neck issues leading up to the majors at all of them so far, both the Masters and also the PGA. He's taken some time off again in the build-up to the US Open. I wonder how he's going to go with that in mind.
Yeah, it's an interesting. He got off to a good start to the year. He's back with Cole Swat and his golf coach, and they were working on some parts of his swing to fine-tune that game and to drive the ball a lot straighter. On the PGA Tour, his driving accuracy is he's 107, 57% of fairways. The interesting bit with Jason Day, there's a mixture of good golf mixed in with some bad golf here. And one part of his game for years that's been great is his putting, and that hasn't been quite as good this year. He's scrambling. He's out to 51st in scrambling. Over the years, Jason Day's scrambling has been inside the top 20, so he needs a bit more of that at Oakmont.
Gave himself a half a chance at the Masters, avoiding bogey for almost all of the first two rounds. If he does that at Oakmont, then he will be right in the mix, given how brutal it is likely to be. Radar to Cameron Smith, still looking to strike his best form, has missed the cut at both of the first two majors.
Yeah, quite strange that, because his game, sources tell me that his game's pretty good. Whether he's playing enough golf on the LIV Tour, because they haven't got as many championships, obviously the PGA Tour, the DP World Tour, or even in Australia. So is he a little rusty all the time? Look, I don't know really what to say about Cam Smith. He left the PGA Tour and the world of golf to go to LIV. He was the Open champion. He also was number 4 in the world, and they are lofty heights up there at number 4 in the world. Look, each to their own. I mean, he's happy with life. He can go back and watch his football. We don't know. We can't get in Cam's mind. But at the moment, yes, he's one of the players that you'd look at, one of our favourites as an Australian.
I think one thing you can certainly put your finger on is his driving at the moment, because he's not driving it anywhere near as well as he can do. It's never been his strongest part of his game, Paul, but he's in the bottom 3 or 4 as far as the numbers are concerned on the LIV Tour for hitting fairways. Yeah,
I spoke to Grant Field, his coach this week, who's been with him since he was 10 years of age, and that is one part they are working on. There's all different parts, and he has progressed a little bit better since the Masters. He was disappointed with the back 9 at the Masters, but they've been working diligently on his game and trying to get that ready for these major championships.
Paul, while you're on a roll, let's talk about Min Woo Lee, who could do anything. Maybe he's got to keep it under control. That explosive nature of his game could cause him all manner of issues at Oakmont, given the drainage ditches and the length of the rough. If he gets himself out of position, which he can do at times, boy, there'll be some big numbers on the card.
Oh, certainly will be. Now, he's 54 in driving accuracy, so that's the number for me this week. He has to hit more fairways. He's 142nd on the PGA Tour in driving accuracies. He's 7th in driving distance, and his putting is 41st. So the putting and the chipping and the ball striking with the irons is great, but the driver has to straighten up this week. Does he put in a mini driver? Does he put in a long iron that he just hits a lot more fairways? Because you cannot hit 50% of fairways. He needs to get this up into about the 65 to 70% mark this week to have a chance to win this Open. And the other bit with this is he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, the youngster from Perth, being at a major championships. He's rubbing shoulders with the Scotty Schefflers and the Rams and all those sort of players. So if he drives it well, he plays well.
From the man from Perth to the Sydney sider, Cam Davis, who, a bit like Adam Scott, showed glimpses of form at Quail Hollow in the PGA Championship. But look at all those missed cuts earlier in the season. It's hard to know what to expect from Cam.
Why am I getting the out-of-form players here, Was? What's going on?
It's a stitch-up,
Why is
Raider.
Gowie getting all the good ones? No. Well, at the end of the day, yeah, look, he's a fantastic young player. He's an Australian Open champion. He's won a couple of times on the PGA Tour. He's just out of form. But as we know, as professional golfers, look, all it takes is a spark. You get yourself in a position, you fall back on Sunday, you feel as though you're out of, and all of a sudden you do a Jeff Ogilvy. That's what happens. That's the way it is in the majors, especially a US Open. All you need is a spark. It's not a birdie barrage. It's the survival of the fittest. And who is to know? But he's another one like Adam Scott, I must say. He's out of form, and I'm not seeing it.